Hi, everyone. So, I wanted to just say a little bit today about setting boundaries around your creative space. I wrote a couple of blog posts, pretty lengthy blog posts about this several months back, but I was reminded this morning um, about how I really kind of naturally have certain rituals in place at this point in my life, which really help me um, to create those boundaries and to start off my day in a good space for creating. And when I say creating, to me, creativity is the life force moving through us. So basically, that means any form of creating. I think that we are too narrow in the way we define creativity. We think it applies to writers or artists, but really we are all the artists of our own lives. So when I talk about setting boundaries around your creative space, what I'm really talking about is setting up the conditions so that that life force can move through you in the way that feels best to you, in the way that feels um, most exuberant or exhilarating or calm, peaceful. People have different ways of experiencing that creative energy moving through them. But it's about setting those boundaries and setting those solid foundations and conditions so that on a regular basis, you're nourishing and nurturing that energy moving through you. And so what I tend to do is in the morning, I get up, I take a shower, and I go out and get coffee and take a walk. And there's something about the act of taking that walk and having my coffee while I'm on that walk that feels very supportive to me. And it grounds me in the natural world, the physical world, which is really important for people who work from home particularly. But it's also important for people who are highly sensitive. It's very important that we're not living from the neck up, that we're not too much in our own heads, and that we are connected to the physical world, to the natural world. And that's one thing I love about taking a morning walk that really sets me up in a very nice foundational way for meeting the day and allowing that life force to move through me. So when I come back in from my walk, I feel renewed and invigorated. And I usually continue drinking my coffee for a while as I start my day. But I have that foundation. And then throughout the day, I make sure that I am noticing what's going on in my body, that I'm not getting too hungry, that I'm not thirsty, and that if I have those needs, that I meet them, and that I am not feeling too like I've been too sedentary. It's really important to get up especially if we work at a computer, it's very important to get up every 20 or 30 minutes, stretch our legs a little bit. That's one that I don't get up as often as I should because I'm often immersed in some sort of a project and I tend to get very immersed. And that's something that is important for me to notice, that I have the tendency to really immerse myself. And while that can feel great, it's also something to not let go on too long because it can lead me into burnout. The last thing I want to say about setting boundaries about our creative space, around our creative space, is that it's important if we have other people working around us, it's important to kind of imagine that there's this bubble around us that extends maybe about 3 feet out so that other people's energy is not merging with our energy and kind of coming right into our space. That's really important, especially if you are energy sensitive, as I am. And it's also helpful if you work from home and you have maybe family members around you during parts of the day. It's also very helpful to give them some guidelines. Say at this time I'm going to be working. And I would really appreciate it if you could kind of keep that in mind and know this is my working time and these are my boundaries around my working time, and I'm happy to connect with you when I'm outside of that work time. So do check out my posts that I wrote. I think I wrote them back in maybe July or August of 2014. There's 2 parts. Setting boundaries around your creative space. I think this is really, really important for anybody who wants to have that best quality of energy moving through them and take care of that energy that's moving through them. You don't have to be a writer or an artist or an actor or a painter or a dancer to care about setting boundaries around your creative space, because we're all creating something. We're all creating something. We're all creating our own lives. So have a wonderful day, and thanks for listening.